Okay, we're going to work on shading in a cylinder, and this time we're going to use our ebony pencil. Please remember that if you want to sharpen your ebony pencil, always do it in some sort of hand sharpener. Do not shove this thing into an electric sharpener, otherwise it'll go bzzz down and just turn into a golf pencil right away. This is very soft lead, and it blends. It's like it just wears down really, really easily. We're going to use this one because when you go to shade something with ebony, it blends and spreads a lot more easily than the HB pencil like this. Okay, and I'll prove it to you with my little blending stump. You'll see how much further that shading goes with the ebony. So it gets real, real far. So it could be a little bit harder to control when it comes to blending with the blending stuff. But we're gonna go for this cylinder right now because we can see that the cylinder also has the highlight and the core of the shadow and reflected light and a cast shadow. And those are the basic degrees of value that we usually see on an object. Okay, I'm gonna start by drawing my cylinder. I start with that like thin circle. It's called an ellipse. Then I go down. Okay, and then the bottom of the cylinder, the roundness just matches the roundness of that lip right there. Okay. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to shade this in. And now this time I'm going to use the blending stump. So what I have to do is I have to think ahead about how the ebony will spread across this cylinder. And so I don't need to do that much shading. Actually, I'll pretty much just do the core of the shadow and then kind of blend it out and see how far it gets me. Okay, so I'll take this. Now I'll start to rub it just to blend it into the paper, and then I will continue rubbing down and down and down, and then I kind of pull it over to the right some more. And it pulled over my shading. Now I'm gonna try to pull it over on the other side as well. I'm actually going to rotate my paper to make this easier for me. All right, now that was pretty good. But see, now I don't want to rely, it doesn't match my picture yet. So I don't want to rely on this. This is not a magical tool. Really, the shading comes from the pressure you put on the pencil. So I don't just add some pencil and rub it with the blending stump and think that I'm done with my work. I really have to check and make sure that the shading is correct. Okay. Now I have some residual pencil on here, and I see this little sliver on the side of some more gray. So I can actually just try and use the residual pencils marks on here and just kind of spread it. Yeah, that worked. Good, good, good. Okay, I'm not stabbing my pencil with the unicorn horn or the blending stump, or else it's gonna push it down to become flat. I always just hold it flat on the paper. Okay, and I see a little bit of shading on the top. There you go. Okay, and last but not least, I need to do my cast shadow now. So I'm just following what I see in the picture. And then I could go over that with my blending stump again. All right, so the big lesson here when you're using your ebony pencil and your blending stump is that you have to kind of predict how far some of the shading will get pulled with this, with the smudginess of this kind of lead as well as the blending stump. Because again, this ebony pencil, a little bit goes a long way, especially when you're shading it. So just keep that in mind, and good luck.